Hey, it's Adam and Katelyn, and this is Enta Asks. If you'd like to be featured on our next episode, just click the links below.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Enta Asks. I'm Katelyn Bullock.
And I'm Adam Kolozetti.
We're the founders of Enta, and today we have wonderful Megan Barefoot with us, and she is the owner of No Shoes Nutrition. What they do is they help clients achieve peace of mind and reach their wellness goals and health goals, but they do it with understanding gut health and as well a practical approach to nutrition. They're really passionate about making people live not only long, but live well. So we really like that. Welcome aboard, Megan. So happy to have you.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So you are a certified holistic nutrition consultant as well as a certified health coach.
That's right. So I started out as a health coach and got my certification in that first, but I really wanted to dig deeper into the science behind nutrition. So I went back to the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition and became a certified holistic nutrition consultant.
So is this a lifelong dream, or how'd you get involved with nutrition?
So actually I started out as a geologist for about 10 to 12 years, give or take, somewhere in that ballpark. And
oil and gas?
Mostly because my actual career ended when I had children and everything changed. So I decided to stay at home with my children for a little bit and really took a deep dive into nutrition when my second child started eating solid foods and pretty much stopped working. So things were going in, but nothing was coming out. And I'm not sure if you've ever seen a constipated baby, but it's not fun for mamas. And there was a lot of tears from both baby and mama. And so of course we did what every parent's going to do. We go to the doctor, we try to get some answers. And my solution to the problem was, here's a stool softener. It should work itself out by the time she's 6 to 8 years old.
Ooh.
Yes.
Like just wait 6 years.
Wow.
Yes. So you can imagine how frustrating that is as a mom, Katelyn, as a dad, Adam. It was very heart-wrenching. And the stool softener, of course, has no dosaging for a 6-month-old baby. So you got to just figure it out. A little too much, and she's a little too runny. A little too, you don't give enough, and she's constipated again and crying. So it just seemed like there was a world of pain in front of us for the next 6 to 8 years that I just wasn't convinced we had to live through. So I took my science background and decided I'm going to start doing some research. I'm going to try and figure this out. I was staying home with the kids, so while they were napping, I was researching and really got into nutrition. I'd always been interested in physical activity and nutrition, more for vanity reasons than for health reasons, of course, but it felt good. I knew it felt good, right? So when I had the opportunity to do this deep dive and get to the bottom of this, it was amazing because I discovered gut health, the microbiome, and I was obsessed. I just got obsessed. It was great.
So you just did research and then you started applying changes right in your house, like right away?
Absolutely. So I don't know if everyone knows what the gut microbiome is, but every single one of us has an ecosystem of little gut bugs that live and help us. They work synergistically with us. So there's ones that just live there and do nothing. There's ones that live there and do great things for us, like help make some vitamins and help get the food from the tough fibers we can't digest, the nutrients off of that tough fiber. And then there's pathogenic ones, the ones we don't want there, and we'll always have a little bit of those guys, but we basically don't want them in charge. So I got obsessed with this and started applying a ton of changes to my family's nutrition protocol. And so my husband lost 60 pounds. I lost all the baby weight. My oldest daughter started to thrive and just much more level energy throughout the day, not as much ups and downs emotionally. And my baby started pooping. It was amazing. Just amazing.
Good.
Yes,
That
absolutely.
is such an amazing story.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get all the latest updates.
Hope you enjoy the rest of the episode.
So how long did it take to see those results once you started?
Within the next 6 months, it
Wow.
was like, I don't want to exaggerate, but it was kind of like magic, but not magic. It was great. And people started asking questions. What are you doing? How are you doing this? Everybody seems so healthy. We also were that family that when all the other families were passing around the cold in preschool and everything like that and the flus, it seemed to kind of miss us or hit us for a day or two, and then we can move on. And that all has to do with a healthy microbiome and building that. So people started asking questions like, what's going on? And that's when I started kind of talking about it, but not really feeling super comfortable about giving advice without having some kind of, education or certification behind me. And I went back to school. So as soon as my kids were mostly in school part of the day, at least half the day, I went back and started taking some courses. And that's when I started at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition in New York. And then I took that to the next level. When they were both in school full-time, I went back full-time to the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And
You
I
just
started No Shoes.
switch careers.
Yeah.
And you started No Shoes. So tell us
Crazy.
about, love it. Tell us about the name No Shoes, Megan Barefoot.
So I really struggled, honestly, with finding a name for my business. There's so many health and wellness things out there, and you have to be really careful because some of them are kind of, you don't want to be associated with them because they're not really practical nutrition kind of.
Right.
They're pills and things that, people are pushing. And I wanted real, like something real, something grounded, something that brings us back to nature. And so I loved my last name. I love it so much. But it was taken, to be honest. So we had to play around with it. And my husband, who's been a barefoot his whole life, has always had email addresses and things like that under the name No Shoes. So it just really seemed to fit for what I was trying to go with, and get your feet down in the soil, get barefoot and take your shoes off and ground yourself and get back to nature. It just all fit. And then it sounds good too. No Shoes.
It does.
Yeah, it's very memorable.
Yeah,
It's super
fantastic.
cool. And I love that it's really kind of, like you said, it's very earthy. And that's, I think, one of the cool things about your program, right? You're not just talking about nutrition, you get into your lifestyle and your life and what's going on, right?
Well, and that's part of being holistic, is looking at the whole picture. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
We are so often, we go to the doctor for a specific problem and we have 7 minutes to kind of get to the root of that problem and get out with a solution, or what I like to call a band-aid, because in 7 minutes, it's really hard to get into this whole story. And so when I work with clients, I really want to hear their whole story. I want to talk to them. I want to get to the root, right down to the ground of where did this all start? How is everything connected? And help that client make those connections in their body.
Instead of just treating the symptoms like we tend to do, right?
Yeah. Well, we look at all the symptoms. We look at all the signs. Those are the signs that your body's giving you, that it's asking you for something. So we just need to help interpreting that. Nobody taught us how to listen to our bodies.
We have a lot more great stuff for you, so stay tuned for the next episode to see what we learned.